I think it's funny because Paulie has expressed several times throughout season 2 that he finds Mike annoying, he finds him to be a cockblock, that he doesn't really like Mike anymore. But when push comes to shove, he starts accusing everybody else about trying to break up a good friendship, like they're best friends. And I don't know, that's a bit cowardly in my opinion. Hi, I'm Ray Arcade. Welcome to my channel. The last time we were at the Miami Jersey Shore house, Snooki was missing home and starting fights at clubs. Mike was turning into a gigantic entitled crybaby, and Ronnie and Sam were fighting again. What will happen next? Take my hand as we find out on this Jersey Shore retrospective. Today, we are covering Season 2, Episode 13, called Back into the Fold, and it premiered on August 21st, 2010. This is the Season 2 finale. So if you have been here through Season 2, thank you. If you have been here since Season 1, thank you. And if you're new here, I have playlists of each episode, so if you want to go back and check them out, please do. I appreciate all of you. I am very close to 300 subscribers, which I guess doesn't really sound like a whole lot, but it means a lot to me because I've been working very hard, and I appreciate anybody who comes here and decides to stick around. So thank you very much. And if you stay tuned, at the end of this video, I'm going to read one comment that I pulled kind of randomly to respond to from the last video. We open on the cast going on a swamp tour in the Everglades.
An alligator right in front of you?
Where?
Oh!
Our guidos are not doing well in nature, naturally. They're not equipped to handle the wildlife there. Side note, did you know that you can hunt pythons in the Everglades? Pythons are not native species to there. People were releasing them into the Everglades and they've thrived and they're eating all the local wildlife. It's terrible. They stop at a little restaurant that is serving all sorts of swamp creatures like alligators and frogs. Like, I know this is hypocritical of me because I do eat meat, but the way they serve frogs where it's just like them cut in half is absolutely repulsive to me. Mike is having like a really good time eating these frog legs, like he's trying to gross everybody out, but that comes back to bite him in the ass as driving home Mike needs Ron to pull over so he can get some air.
Pull over, I need some air.
You just want to smoke a cigarette.
No, dude, I need to get some air, dude. Just pull over.
Done? This pops. This pops, son. Come on, Mike, you better than that.
There is some really graphic retching in this scene, which I am not including, because I don't know if you out there do this. I start to gag if I hear somebody throwing up. Ooh, just the thought of it right now.
It's making me ill.
Swamp tours and swamp boats will now forever be connected to Lana Del Rey for me because she married that swamp boat captain. Tangentially, have you guys heard her new song? I cannot get it out of my head. You know, the part that's like, whoopsie daisy, yoo-hoo. Vinny and Paulie are getting ready to go on dates for the last time since it's their last night in Miami with their fake girlfriends. Vinny made a restaurant reservation at Jacuzzi at 8 o'clock.
Hella,
Hey,
what's up?
almost ready.
What do you mean almost ready?
Ooh, he was waiting for your call. All nervous.
Paulie, shut the fuck up.
Knees are shaking.
Be here ASAP, come on.
Okay, bye.
Once again, we are shown here that Ramona is as invested in this fake relationship as I am. Which is not at all. So each boy goes on their respective dates, and it may shock you to hear this, but Ramona and Rocio are never heard from again after this. Sammi and Ronnie go out on their last dinner date in Miami, and the conversation turns awkward.
Do you think we can get through anything?
I think we pretty much have.
Like the worst?
Yeah.
You alright?
Fun.
It got weird.
What happened?
It got weird. Okay.
First of all, very subtle foreshadowing about being through the worst of it. Because the future gets, spoiler alert, really messy. And also Sam kind of picks a fight with Ronnie. This feels like the beginning of Sam's penchant for pushing Ronnie to test him to see if he truly loves her. Sam acts all happy and nonchalant in their relationship outwardly, but you can tell that the note and all of the shady business that Ronnie did behind her back definitely got to her, and she's insecure. So when there's an awkward moment, something like that, she reads into it and then almost like henpecks Ron to say, "Nothing's wrong, I love you." But it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy for her because the more she asks him, the more he feels like she doesn't trust him. Shocker, right? And the more annoyed he gets. So then he actually gets annoyed, which confirms all of her fears that he thinks she's annoying. And I think a lot of people gave Ronnie a pass at the time because Sam was, I guess, henpecking and being annoying. But the root of all of her insecurities is Ronnie. And I feel like this idea is that Ronnie assumes Sammi has forgiven him because she says she's forgiven him. But I'm not sure that she's really forgiven him. But he's like, okay, well, we're moving on. So it's 0-0. You can't keep bringing up stuff if you've decided we should move forward together. She wants validation, and his mindset is, how dare you not trust me? Which is why cheating is such a hard thing to bridge, right? Because the person who's forgiven wants to move on and they want a blank slate, whereas the person who wants to forgive has to let all of it go, which is really hard for somebody to do. So resentment builds up, right? The right, healthy thing to do if you continue to date somebody or stay married to somebody who cheats on you is the cheater needs to validate the cheated's feelings while the cheated needs to work really hard to let things go and forgive them. But that's really hard on both sides for people to do, right? So it's like you have to move on from the past, but once trust is broken in a relationship, you can't get that initial trust back, which is why so many relationships where a person cheated are toxic, like Ron and Sam. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Thoughts?
Huh?
So Ronnie and Sammi are fighting at the restaurant, and then they leave the restaurant. They get back to the house, and they're fighting, whatever. But everybody decides on their last night in Miami, they're going to go out to the club bed. At the club, Sam and Ron make up, I guess. In a different part of the club, there are two go-getters. They're real entrepreneurs. They're trying to broker a threesome with Vinny. But Vinny says, "Not today, hoes. I like Ramona." Mike sees this and like a hawk swoops in on his prey and really just awkwardly and awfully starts tongue-kissing one of them. Avert your eyes if you don't think you can handle the discomfort of seeing it.
That's called a threesome, okay? That's a situation-som, okay? 3 minutes later, guess what? I'm in the bathroom getting... Yeah.
So Mike goes into the bathroom with them and gets a BJ, I guess? And I don't know which is dirtier, the floor or Mike's
Penis.
Either way, the girls doubled their chance of getting a staph infection that night. There's a quick scene of Jenny cleaning the house.
Like, what is that?
Today is the second to last day, and I wanted to be at the beach. I wanted to be anywhere else besides cleaning the fridge to the point where I'm almost vomiting.
When did I get this job in the house?
I don't understand how they all lived like that. I really don't. And every house is like that. Besides Mike, I think Jenny is the only one who was doing a majority of the cleaning because she seemed like the most adult cast member, right? She had a job, she had a house, she was the most responsible. Snooki is cooking dinner for everybody, and she goes outside to ask Sam if she can help. Sam's sitting in the jacuzzi, though, and she gives her that, "Now," in that Sam voice. Snooki goes inside after that and simply says Sam does not want to help me, which is factually true. So Mike goes outside and says,
Oh, they talking mad shit about you in there. You better get in there.
Who?
Everybody.
Mention about who?
But you don't do shit. Shit ever.
Mike's definitely a pot stirrer, yes. He likes to cause a lot of problems and then go take a nap after he does it.
Ronnie is right. Mike is a shit stirrer, and it's whatever about Ronnie as a whole, but I do think he has had Mike pegged since day one as a shit stirrer. Sammi, a totally reasonable and rational adult, goes inside and does this.
Would you like some help, Nicole?
I would.
Great, I'm here to help you.
You don't have to help me if you don't want to.
I'm helping because I want to.
You're lying.
If I didn't want to help you, I wouldn't help you.
Would you like some help, Nicole? Snooki is like completely over her shit at this point. And I love how Snooki breaks the fourth wall in this scene and stares directly at the camera, almost as if she's saying, the audacity of this bitch. In the confessional, Sammi says, if you want to act like that, then I'll help you, but I'm going to be a bitch, which reminds me of a parent who's trying to get their preschooler to clean up toys. And they're like, I'll do it, but I'm going to cry and whine the whole time. Snooki and Jenny go outside. They're basically saying Sam is a pick-me and doesn't know how to act around girls because she doesn't have any girlfriends, which I fear may be correct. At dinner, Mike is being super weird and cryptic about Ronnie's first couple of weeks in Miami and about how Sammi is useless, which, like, is he correct? Yes. Is he purposefully being a troublemaker? Yes. I don't know why Mike wants to start a fight the last night in the house. The cast does a game that's basically superlatives, like most likely to blank. And I think this is a production engineered game to cause fights, where Mike feeds into the rage bait and starts calling Vinny a fake and a follower. Being called a fake in the Jersey Shore house is like the 2010s version of being called cringe, right? It's an executionable offense. It's the worst thing you can be is fake. So Jenny calls Mike fake. And she says, that's just what people have been saying. Right? And Mike, he goes from instigating to being really upset and grumpy. Jenny goes outside and Mike decides to talk shit about her. And during this scene, I really do want you to watch carefully. Watch Paulie and Vinny's reaction to what Mike is saying.
I'm glad that shit got cleared up the last day who the fucking fake person in the house is. It's not Angelina, she's not here. It's fucking Jenny. It's just the way it is. So, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
Can we change the subject, please?
Yeah.
So Snooki goes outside and obviously she tells Jenny what happened. And I want you to remember Vinny and Paulie's reaction to what Mike was saying and tell me if you agree with Snooki's interpretation of it.
As of right now, I wouldn't trust anyone in the house.
I hope I can trust you.
I'll talk to you after this.
I'd like to know the truth.
Just a consensus of the fakest in the house. Jenny. Paulie was like,
Paulie and Vinny? Really?
let's go make a drink.
Maybe I have a terrible read on body language, but I don't think Vinny and Paulie were like nodding their heads exuberantly to whatever Mike was saying. I feel like they were just kind of fidgeting and listening, but not really present. I feel like I make these same movements when I'm at the gym in between sets. It's kind of just like a idle, nonchalant body movement. I don't know. I think Snooki either has a bad grasp on body language or is purposefully being misleading here. So for some reason, Jenny decides to go inside and tell Mike, this gets so convoluted, and tell Mike that if he thinks she's fake, then he needs to look at his own friend, Paulie, who's been talking shit about him to Snooki, and I cannot for the life of me figure out what she is talking about. I've seen some people speculate that maybe Paulie had told Snooki that he knew Mike was doing drugs, but the show tried to edit around that. And other people think maybe he was just talking shit to Snooki, calling Mike a cockblock. Both are true in the time, but the editing is so weird. It looks super chopped and incoherent. I watched this scene like 5 times trying to figure it out because they keep using terms like ratted out, like Paulie ratted out Mike to Snooki, which to me sounds like he told her about drugs, but I don't know. I can't figure it out. Paulie gets like uncharacteristically pissed off during the scene, which makes me think it's something more serious other than cock blocking. Or Paulie's just letting his mask slip a little bit.
Oh, you fake.
That's what I heard.
From who? I said that she's fake.
No.
All right then. What are you talking about? You're all fucking nuts.
I think it's funny because Paulie has expressed several times throughout season 2 that he finds Mike annoying. He finds him to be a cockblock, that he doesn't really like Mike anymore. But when push comes to shove, he starts accusing everybody else about trying to break up a good friendship, like they're best friends. And I don't know, that's a bit cowardly in my opinion. Everyone's mad at Snooki and she's very upset.
But then the day,
no, I'm very upset right now.
But
it's the last night in the house, so I really want to apologize to everybody in the house.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
So stupid.
Snooki's like running all over the house and flinging clothes everywhere and yelling. The editing is really funny because they'll have a close-up on her just yelling about stuff, and then they'll cut to the living room where everybody's on the other side of the house and you can hear her muffled in the background yelling.
You said that.
Everybody nodded. There she goes again. Nobody nodded. I don't even like the girl and I didn't even nod.
You look like a shit talker, and I'm not. Mike blew it out of proportion, and now I look like the fucking asshole in the house, and I'm not. Because I don't talk shit about anybody in this house. I would never.
You gotta understand.
And I know you wouldn't either.
I did. I would.
It's all because of Mike. Do you realize that? It's all because of Mike.
Whatever, man.
God forbid I say one word. It's gonna escalate to something that's so huge that everybody hates me now.
I'm sure it doesn't feel good to feel like everybody in the house is mad at her. And there seems to be an extra layer of feeling bad when Paulie is mad at you. And Mike's like, I'm the glue, I'm the king of this house. But I actually think it is Paulie. And people just kind of glaze him. He's the height of cool, right? So if you're on his shit list, then you must be super lame. But there's no reason for Snooki not to just be like, hey, I misinterpreted the situation and I'm sorry. But Mike plays peacemaker and he convinces Snooki that nobody in the house is mad at her and everybody makes up, yay. The next morning, everyone is packing up to say goodbye and leave Miami. Sammi does not say goodbye to Jenny, but everybody else is sad and they all depart to head back up north. And that's where season 2 ends. So if you would like to join me on season 3, I will just be going right into it next week. Join me. So now I'm calling this section Ray's Comment Corner. So let's read a comment. So this is from, and I apologize if I butcher this name, Aka2845. Okay, hot take. I understand why Sam got upset over the exotic looking comment, because it was so clear that Ron was trying to piss her off and get a reaction. It would have been so easy for him to just compliment her and say something nice to validate her insecurities, but he chose to poke her by doing a subtle comparison to his ex. And then, when he gets the reaction that he wanted, he gets mad at her. Everyone makes it seem like she's so sensitive and dramatic, but she knows Ron. She knows that he was being mean because he wanted to be mean. Let me say, I don't think that's a hot take. I think you're right. Don't get me wrong. I do think you're right. You know, I think about their relationship sometimes and I compare it to my relationship with my husband, because my husband and I do rage bait each other. And I think it's normal in relationships to kind of tease each other, but that's got to be like at least 50% teasing and 50% validation, right? And I think like it's almost second nature for Ronnie to operate as like 90% giving her shit and 10% validation, maybe. So it's like second nature to him to act that way. So that's why I think they're super incompatible, right? Where Sammy's constantly seeking validation and Ronnie's constantly being a fucking asshole. So no, I don't think you're wrong in saying that Ron like was purposefully poking the bear in that. But it's kind of like they're just incompatible, right? Ron knows she's sensitive, so he shouldn't have done it. And Sam knows that he's a dick, so it's like, maybe don't overreact. Or hear me out. Just break up. Break the fuck up, to quote Mike. But you know, things only get worse from here. So yeah, thank you for commenting. And you know, guys, keep letting me know if there's some things you want to talk about. I love yapping about Jersey Shore. I'd talk about it all fucking day. So leave a comment if you would like to. Until then, I'm Ray Arcade. Stay crazy, stay wild.